Hello, Mercer County viewers. I'm Sandy Cromwell talking to you from the studios of Hopewell Valley Central High School.
And I'm Chris Swanson. We're here to show you some of the talents and activities of people who live in the valley.
Did you know, Chris, that there are a lot of activities that occur here in the valley other than what you might expect?
You mean other than sports?
Yes, Chris, I mean other than sports. Wait till you see some of the talented people we're showcasing in today's program.
Well, before we do observe this showcase, I think we should familiarize our viewers with the high school in this questionnaire.
This was made by Jesse Kaminsky, Ian Cryer, and John Nemitzik. Let's take a look.
Some of the things I like about Hopewell, it's a small community, there's not a lot of stealing, thieves, my friends are here.
Well, personally, I'm a big fan of Hopewell Valley. Actually, not really. But, you know, I have a little school spirit. I think that the people in the school are, they're very dedicated to helping the kids learn. And I think it's a very good place if you want to make something of yourself. They give you a lot of opportunities.
What do you do?
The one thing I really do like about Hopewell is that it's a very small school, and that I think that's very beneficial to the students because it creates somewhat of an intimate feeling where pretty much everyone knows each other and the classes aren't that big and you really get to know your teachers, and I think it definitely is a good learning environment. That is one of the pluses of Hopewell.
I like some of the people, some of the friendliness, the warmth, you know, stuff like that.
And I think that I think they treat us like we're a little immature. And I don't think they cater to the students' needs enough.
Well, I just like people who treat each other with disrespect. I just like the fact that some people think that their goal in life is to continually vandalize the school building itself. But there's very few things around here that I truly dislike.
Open campus. If we had an open campus, life would be a lot easier for everyone.
I think I'd make Hopewell an open campus because I think that there's enough to do, and during study hall I don't think it should be confined to a cafeteria or a classroom.
I think I'd not necessarily make the school bigger, but diversify the students. Like bring in some people from different areas and different backgrounds so that we could all learn from them and not be so mean to each other. I don't know that Hopewell's prepared me all that well, except for in the classroom. I think I'll do well academically, but outside the classroom, I don't think that the school as a whole will do very well because we're so sheltered here. You know, we're not exposed to anything except for, like, I don't know, the 300 hall. It's all the same. There's no violence. There's no real serious problems facing the school.
Hopewell prepares you good for the future because, for colleges anyway, it's got a good reputation among the colleges, and the teachers help you learn. The classes are kind of difficult, but it's good preparation for the future.
Wow, that Matt Benisi sure has some great comments about the high school.
Speaking of comments, I've got a comment about the Tollgate Grammar School's early morning ensemble. Did you know that these students will be at Timberlane next year?
No, let's take a look.
That was pretty impressive.
Speaking of impressive, wait until you see Larry Long's performance.
You know, Chris, I used to be in the chorus in Timberlane. Were you?
I never was in the chorus, but nothing like that ever interested me. But these guys seem to be pretty good at what they do.
I remember in 7th grade we had to sing Wind Beneath My Wings. That was my favorite song.
Wind Beneath My Wings? All right. Well, we'll wrap it up with Larry Long here.
I wish I knew how to play an instrument.
Playing instruments is cool, but you know, there are other activities that go on in the valley that people don't see.
Yeah, what about Mr. Kerwin's Woods class? They had a great project.
Let's take a look at our studio interview of Mr. Kerwin and some of his creative woodworkers.
Hi, my name is Kevin Kerwin. I'm here with some students from my Woods 1 class today with some of their projects that they've been working on. I have Kent Barr, Julie Warshevsky, Brianna Macy, and Jordan Ruck. We've been making some toys since the beginning of the year, and the toys will be donated at the holidays, Christmas time, to a charity that'll give them away then. We use toys in the beginning of the year because they get the students around to all the different pieces of equipment. They'll use some of the bandsaw, they'll use a disc sander, they'll use the lathes, and so it's a nice introduction for them into some of the processes we use in woodworking. Kent has been working on his dog. Would you show your class your dog, the television?
Oh, yeah.
You want to tell us about your dog, how you made it?
It's made out of maple, and
which part did you make first?
I made this big, the dog outline. I made it out of a plan. We did it from plans, and I kind of changed the tail around, so I thought it would look more realistic. And then the other pieces were just done out of maple too, small.
What was the most difficult thing for you in making this toy?
Sanding.
Sanding. Julie, you have a kangaroo.
It's made out of maple, and the thighs are made out of poplar. And the thing I did first was the body, and I did a lot of it on the bandsaw.
Okay, from the bandsaw, what machine did you go to next?
The oscillating spindle sander.
Okay. What kind of operation would you use the oscillating spindle sander on that?
For inside curves, like here or here.
Okay, so all those inside curves for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Brianna has finished her toy, and she's on to the next project, one of the next projects that we start. We start a bowl and a candle holder next. So she has her bowl, which is in progress here. Would you like to tell us about that, Brianna?
I started my bowl from a piece of round wood, maple, and then I added mahogany onto it for like the base.
Okay.
and then put this little thing on it
What is the purpose of this piece here?
to hold it to the lathe.
Okay, so that's holding it onto the lathe, and then how do you use a lathe when you're doing it? Does the lathe do the cutting? Do you do the cutting?
This
Explain
hooks
that
onto
to
the lathe and this spins, and then you take tools and just like carve it.
Okay, so the piece of wood is revolving around and you're removing material with
Yeah.
the tools. Okay, and what's this here?
This is a finished bowl.
All right, so this is what yours will look like. It will not have this bottom piece on it
Yeah.
when it's all done. And then it'll have a nice, also a turned foot, as they call it, because the rim is more stable for it to sit flat. Okay? Thank you. Jordan, your project is a little bit different than the other ones we've seen so far, too.
Yeah, one of the things about my project that's different is mine's not an animal, it's a tractor.
Mhm.
And if you notice, all the other projects have this type of wheels, and I made these wheels on the lathe about 6 times.
About 6 times. Why so many times?
I had a little trouble getting them round.
Okay. All right, so it took a little practice to get them where they needed to be.
Yeah.
Now, were there patterns for this one, or did you have to do more layout on a
Well,
toy like this? Or were there full-size patterns like they had for these toys?
You had to do more layout. It looked like it was from some sort of magazine, and it gave you the layout plans and the dimensions of each piece.
Okay, so you did a little bit more measuring things. What kinds of woods are in that?
There's some mahogany. Back wheels are made of mahogany. The base is all made of mahogany. The front here looks like it's oak, and the wheels are...
The front wheels, yeah, those are maple wheels, yeah. So you have a lot of different woods, a lot of small pieces. Almost it looks like it could be made from, things that are left over from other projects.
Yeah, it was kind of something you could make out of scraps.
Okay, and that's a nice thing to have in a project. Yeah. So the students will be donating these. They've taken a great deal of pride, even though that they know they're giving these toys away and are not going to be theirs. They've taken a lot of pride to work on their toys and to make them as nice as they have. Yeah, show us how the toy works, if you would, please.
So when you pull it, the legs move.
So a lot of the toys that we make have mechanical operation, so they can actually see them. And I think that the young people who get these will have a lot of fun with them. And we've had a lot of fun making them.
Oh, sure.
That was so nice of the students to give their projects to other children for Christmas.
Speaking of Christmas, this next performance has nothing to do with this holiday.
Here's Amy Hutnick with a little tap routine to spark the country in you.
I can tell by the way you've been turning men down, not your ordinary guy is gonna do. You've been waiting for that someone who can turn your head around. Well, now, honey, I'm that special one to you. Yeah, there may be a million fish out in that ocean, so you must find the one that's right for you somehow. But it's up to you, I'm here for years, till the nighttime disappears. I'm Mr. Right, oh Mr. Right If you choose to be my wife, I would love you all my life. I'd do everything your precious heart allows. We could make love all night long, and in the morning I'd be gone. I'm Mr. Right, oh Mr. Right now. Yeah, there may be a million fish out in that ocean, so you must find one that's right for you somehow. You guys. Well, it's up to you, I'm here for years, till the nighttime disappears. Mr. Right, oh Mr. Right. I'm Mr.
little bit of Garth Brooks. Sandy, do you like Garth Brooks?
Actually, Chris, I don't like Garth Brooks, but you want to know something funny? My parents went country western dancing last night.
Country western? Where do you go country western around here?
Oakley's at the Ramada Inn in Princeton, I think. They had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah? Amy Hutnick. She's a great tap dancer who I believe has taken lessons from Pennington dance for many years.
Yes, and there are a lot of excellent talents coming from Timberlane.
And here's two terrific examples of Timberlane's finest talents.
It's nice to have someone to ask how, why, could, what, where, and when. To have a sister to tell secrets to, a brother that just picks on you, grandparents that spoil you, cousins that play with you, aunts and uncles that give you stuff, but nothing comes close to comparison to the people that made you possible. Those who have cared, shared the most, backed me up, straightened me out, or helped me understand. Mom, Dad, I thank you. You watched me grow and play. Even if you yell at me, you always say you love me. You just want me to be me.
Families are important, and I love the way Melanie showed some of the importance in her poem. Poetry is a great way to express yourself.
I agree, Sandy. Here's another poem by Jessica Lee Kay.
I will kiss the sun and not burn my lips. I will eat the moon's Swiss cheese. I will drink the sea's cool water. I will float upon the airy breeze. I will jump from mountain to mountain in my spacious dreams.
Poems are a great way of self-expression.
Yes, Chris, but you know how I love to express myself? Through music. Let's watch and listen to the Timberlane String Quartet.
Classical music is enjoyed by a lot more students than what you might think. Do you listen to classical music, Sandy?
Yes, occasionally I've listened to classical music to relax me when I'm driving in my car.
Cars? Huh.
To school in the wintertime when we get those ice storms again because it just goes right through them. Yeah, I like it. It's like big, and if anything hits me in it, then that car is getting destroyed and not mine. I've had it for a couple of months. I got it in July, and I couldn't drive it until like August.
Buy it for you?
My dad bought it from somebody that he works with. He had to get rid of it, so my dad thought he'd be doing him a favor by giving it to me. Wasn't my choice, but anything, you know, my dad paid for it, so beggars can't be choosers. I like to have a truck, but not this kind of truck. This kind of truck reminds me of my dad, and so my dad always takes it, and the car of my dreams would probably be like a sports car or something, like a Mazda Miata, but of course, that's like a car of my dreams. So I guess I'll just be content with what I have now.
I hate driving. Ever since I got my license, well, I got my license a year before a lot of my friends did, and they always expected me to drive them everywhere, and now that my friends are finally getting their license, I'm like so psyched because I hate driving. And I especially hate driving this car because it's not an automatic, and I'm so sick of driving stick.
Like your parents?
I bought this car with a trade-in of my other car, which my parents bought for me. I traded that in, and then I paid a little bit more for this one.
Or like?
At first, I liked the car because I thought it was cute and small and sporty. But now that I've been driving it for a few months, I realize that it's pain because it's very small. I cannot fit any of my friends in it. The back is very, very tiny, and it really doesn't have any purpose. It's a stick shift, and it really is annoying to drive. No, actually, my first car was the kind of car that I really wanted. I always wanted a Saab, and that was my first car. But it was getting old, and Saabs are very, very expensive to repair, so I had to get rid of that. And I was kind of desperate for a new car, and my dad and I saw this, and he was like, that's the car you're getting. So when I first got my license, actually it kind of annoyed me because they said I couldn't drive like to the mall by myself. I wasn't allowed to drive down to my beach house. Yet my brother just got his farmer's license, and he cruises around everywhere, to the beach, to the mall, to his friends' houses, everywhere. And that annoys me, but now that I'm 18, they have no say in the matter. My insurance is $1,100 a year, which for a sports car isn't bad, but for an 18-year-old driver.
How do you fix those cars? Some people have more skill in repairing and maintaining cars than others do.
You know, next time I need my car fixed, I'm thinking about taking it to Dave Camo. Here's a video made by the students in the TV programming class.
My name is Joel Godowski, and when I get started, I guess when I was about 9 years old, I had my first go-kart, built that, sold that, went through about 9 dirt bikes until I was about 16, then got into cars, bought my first car, just now sitting out in the yard over there. Then I bought this one, and right now I'm building a high-performance motor for it. Okay, well, you got to make sure the engine's clean and that it's built right, the block itself. I have to send that to a machine shop and have that done. And so the major points is taking your time, making sure it's all put together right. Buy TRW, Edelbrock, Felpro, buy the good stuff. Well, I've rebuilt Jason Huff's car. We did a Edelbrock kit in that one, a step up from the Econo job, gave him a little wilder cam so he's got more of a top end, so when he's going about 60, he could punch it and go to 100 in no time at all. The motor itself, if you're good at it, if you take your time and do it, you could probably do it in a couple days. Setting the timing takes a lot of time. But then you get into the rear, like I said before, and the torque converter and all that, and all the gauges and all that. It all takes a lot of hours, mainly average around 500 to 1,000 hours. For a car like this, you buy for a couple $100, pick it up and want to redo the body and everything, put the fat tires on it. It takes 500 to 1,000, sometimes 2,300 hours. Oh man, the rewards, just the power, horsepower taking off, going to 0 to 60 in no time at all. The loud car. There's nothing like being in a 70s car with dual exhaust, high performance valve, or high performance cam, high compression pistons, big carburetor, aluminum manifold. Just the noise, the vibrations, taking off, rolling down the road with a big old car. Barreling, just cruising, man. Nothing's gonna stop you with those cars. People just turn their heads and look when they hear those things, and that's what I love.
The reason why I started it is I was short of money. I'm paying my way through college, so I have to start saving. So I figured I could do this on a spare time, like on a weekend, Saturday or Sunday, and make some extra money. A lot of people don't have the time to take their car to like a car wash, get it washed, vacuum it out. So what they do is I give out my business cards. That's how I advertise my business. They give me a call. I give them a rough estimate. Like I said earlier, people don't have the patience or the time to do it. That's one of the main reasons why. Also too, laziness. A lot of people do get lazy. And most of the people I do get for my business are people that have money. So generally that gives you an idea why they don't want to do it. My cousin is a professional exterior body designer. He cuts cars as of body molding, pinstriping, and all that. And he told me where to get my materials, how to do things, what to look for when you buff a car. If I use a buffer, not to cut too deep. Don't go around sharp edges, like on the side of a fender, because you can round it off, you can burn it, take the paint right off. And he just gave me some pointers on what to do and what not to do.
Hey, Sandy.
Yes, Chris.
I have a Chevy, and the next time I need a tune-up, maybe I'll take my truck to Joe Godowski, but it's not often that I need a tune-up.
Sounds like a good idea. Now change of pace. Here's Cindy Holcomb, Casey Crane, with some stories that they've written. Chris, wait until you see the audience in this one.
Okay, well, how's everybody doing today? Good? Okay. Well, today I'm going to read you a story about a whale that explores the ocean. Now, does everybody know what a whale is?
No. Yeah. It's a fish. No.
It's a fish. And how big are whales?
It's a lion.
Well, whales are pretty big. They're really, really big. And, okay.
They're really good because
Right.
I'm whales.
Right, okay. Well, some whales are pretty small, but today I'm going to read you a story about a whale named Elliot, and he's going to explore the ocean and see what kind of things that live in the ocean. Okay? Elliot the whale is very happy. Today he's going to explore the ocean. What's that with long arms? It's an octopus. It's an octopus. There. There are green plants underwater called, what are green plants underwater? Seaweed?
Seaweed.
Seaweed. Yeah, they are. Something with sharp teeth is looking at Elliot. Yikes. What is that? What is that?
Shark.
It's a shark. It's scary. Bright colors are darting past Elliot. Tropical fish love to show off their colors. See all the colors that they have right there? What color is that?
It's
orange. What is that?
Blue.
Is it blue?
Blue. Here's the blue too.
Yes.
And here's a turtle.
Mm-hmm. It says, do sea turtles swim faster underwater than they walk on land? What do you think?
Yeah.
Think they're faster? Stingrays look scary, but they're very friendly. See, they won't hurt you.
Stingrays?
Well, stingrays are like the fish that live underwater, and they have a big tail that they call a sting. The seahorse looks like it has
It's
plants.
just a little What's that?
Well, that's a seahorse right there. And he's holding on to the plants. And the seahorse looks like it has plants growing on it. See those brown things? They look like plants. Elliot thought that this was a strange fish. What is this really? Is this
It's
a fish?
fish.
This isn't a fish, is it?
Yes.
No?
This is a fish.
Well, that's a fish there, but what's that? That's not a fish.
That's
a person.
Here's a fish. That's a
fish.
frog. A frog. Ah, this is a frog.
Well, that's the whale. That's Elliot right there, and that's his mom. And Elliot had a fun day exploring the ocean, but now he's going to rest with his mother. The end.
Now I'm going to read you a book, and it's called Sally's Trip to the Zoo. Have you ever been to the zoo?
Me.
Yeah?
I've been to the zoo too.
Oh.
I didn't. What's
Okay.
that?
Today,
You
Sally
been to the
goes
zoo
to the
too?
zoo. Sally sees the monkeys. Have you seen monkeys at the zoo?
Me.
Yeah. She then sees the elephants.
Me.
You've seen elephants?
Me. I want an elephant. And her name is Minnie.
Oh.
And I got a license.
Wow.
I want to tiger.
Next, Sally sees the dolphins. Have you seen a dolphin?
Me.
Yeah.
Grandpa see the dolphin with us. I went to the Philadelphia Zoo.
Wow.
And I also went to the beach house last week.
She then sees the
And
chicks.
I was going to back to
You've seen chicks?
Me.
Yeah.
And then Grandma said us going to the beach house.
Oh.
After Sunday school and church.
Next, Sally visits the giraffes. Giraffes have long necks, don't they? You did?
saw them.
Wow.
I saw them too on TV. I saw
Wow.
them. Mr. Rogers. I saw zebras. Me too. I saw zebras. Mr. Rogers. I saw Mr. Rogers.
She then stops for ice cream. Do you guys like ice cream?
I like chocolate.
Oh, yum.
I like chocolate and cream. Okay.
Wow.
I like banana and strawberry and chocolate.
Wow. Sally then sees the zebras. Is that the zebra there? Yeah, they're black and white, aren't they? Sally says goodbye. Everybody, let's see you wave goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. And Sally goes home. The end.
Boy, those kids were cute, but active. Where does all our energy go when we get older? What's up next, Sandy?
Chris, did you go to Timberlane?
Yes, I've been in Hopewell schools all my life.
My time at Timberlane was my favorite. I had such a nice time there. I made good friends and really enjoyed coming to school.
Sandy, were you in any activities when you were in Timberlane?
Yeah, I played softball and I was in the Timberlane chorus, which by the way is up next. Not the one I was in, but the chorus of the class of 1999. Let's watch.
Sandy, I hope your group sounded at least as well as this group did when they sang.
I think we did. My memories of that time were very special.
You're kidding. You can have good memories of high school?
I can. Are you arguing with me?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
What makes you say that?
I think you're arguing. Anyway, here's a video based on a Mighty Python script that deals with just this topic.
Come in.
Excuse me, is this the right room for an argument?
I told you once.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
When?
Well, just now.
Didn't?
Did.
Didn't?
Did.
Didn't?
Yes, I did.
Didn't?
I'm telling you I did.
You most certainly did not.
I'm sorry, is this a 5-minute argument or the full half hour?
Oh, just a 5-minute one.
Fine, thank you. Anyway, I did.
You most certainly did not.
Now let's get one thing quite clear. I most definitely told you.
Didn't?
Did.
Didn't?
Did.
Didn't?
Yes, I did.
Look, this isn't an argument.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. It's just contradiction.
No, it isn't.
It is. You just contradicted me.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did.
No, nonsense.
This is futile.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. I came here for a good argument.
No, you didn't. You came here for an argument.
An argument is a series of statements to establish a definite proposition.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. It isn't just contradiction.
It can be.
No, it can't. An argument is an intellectual process. Contradiction is just the automatic gainsaying of whatever the other person says.
Look, if I argue with you, I must take up a contrary position.
But it isn't just saying, no, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Now look.
Thank you. Good morning.
What?
That's it. Good morning.
But I was just getting interested.
I'm sorry, the 5 minutes is up. Thank you.
But that was never 5 minutes just now.
I'm sorry, if you want me to go on arguing, you'll have to pay for another 5 minutes.
But it wasn't. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. Very well.
Thank you.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, that was never 5 minutes just now.
I'm sorry, but if you want me to go on arguing, you'll have to pay for another 5 minutes.
But I've just paid.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I did.
Nonsense, you never did.
Now look, I don't want to argue about this.
I'm very sorry, but you didn't pay.
If I didn't pay, then why are you arguing? Aha! Got you.
No, you haven't.
I have.
Not necessarily. I could be arguing in my spare time.
Oh, I've had enough of this.
No, you haven't.
Oh, shut up.
Next.
I'm not arguing.
Yes, you were. Stop it, because you're going to lose.
I wasn't arguing. I'll stop, but I wasn't arguing. Next up, an action flick by Becky Bacon, Anna Lee, and Kelly Belmont, who interviewed some skateboarders and shot some footage of them thrashing.
You mean skateboarding?
Let's watch.
I lived in Trenton all my life, so he's just like right down the street. So when he started doing it, and my brother was doing it at the time too. My brother was doing it, so both of them kind of got me into it. And snowboarding, we went to Sugarbush, Vermont in like maybe 91, and my brother was, I was really into skiing, and Casey was like fully into snowboarding, and that's my brother, and he just kept doing it, and then I thought it looked cool, so I figured I'd give it a shot, and then here I am. I love skateboarding because just get time to like kick back and just flow and just be, I don't know, hang out with your friends, learn new tricks, meet people. It's just cool. And snowboarding, skateboarding and snowboarding are like the most individual
activities that you can do, because it's just you. I mean, it's not like it can't be taught. And so snowboarding is cool because, you know, it's in the wintertime and it's just nice. I don't know.
Getting air, and I like the snow. I like how it tastes. I like to go big, have fun. Like hanging out with my friends, meet new people. Like, it's really fun. It's like my life, so I love it.
Well, there's helmets, knee pads, elbow pads, and you don't need wrist guards, but they help. You don't have to wear all this stuff, but if you do, it's probably safer. And also, if you go to a place that charges admission, you have to wear all that stuff so that if you fall and hurt yourself, you can't sue them. I can do it in the privacy of my own home, so if I fall, I don't make a fool out of myself in front of people who are better than me. I'd say it's a nollie 360 heel flip, which is just you're skateboarding, you just slide your feet up to the front of the board and you do an ollie, you turn in the air and flip the board in back of you and you flip it over at the same time. So it just spins around and around, and you land back on it. Probably a 540 on a half pipe or just off of a regular jump. They're pretty hard, but I guess with a lot of practice, I'll be able to do them.
It's got to be a lot of pelvic rotation involved. 360s, 180s, switch stance, 540s, aerial moves mostly, since you can't flip it, since the board is strapped onto your feet.
Yes, Sandy. Those skateboarders look pretty tough.
It must take a lot of practice to do those tricks.
Yeah, it does. And you have to stick with it. What's up next?
A popular band here at the high school. Seniors Josh Leclerc, George Conrad, Matt Crawford, John Thompson, Greg Allison, and Dan Petrillo form a group known as French Toast. They're going to perform a song they've written entitled Stove. Let's watch. I really enjoyed that song. I'm in a couple of classes with some of those kids, and I never knew that they were so talented in music.
Yeah, Sandy, remember this was one of the reasons we're presenting this program? To recognize some of the talents in the Valley.
You're right, Chris. Here's our last video, another talented musical group, but this time singers. Joey Novak, Don Leake, and Ryan Smith are going to perform their version of On Bended Knee by Boyz II Men.
Girl, you know we belong together. I don't have time for you to play with my heart like this. You'll be mine forever, baby. You just see. We belong together, and you know that I'm right. Why do you play with my heart? Why do you play with my mind? Oh, said we'd be together, said it never die. How could you love me and leave me and never say goodbye?
Well, I can't sleep at night without holding you tight. Girl, each time I try, I just break down and cry. Pain in my head, oh, I'd rather be dead. Spinning around and around, although we've come to the end of the road, still I can't let you go. It's unnatural. You belong to me, I belong to you. Come to the end of the road, still I can't let you go. It's unnatural. You belong to me, I belong to you. Girl, I know you really love me. You just don't realize you've never been there before. It's only your first time. Oh, maybe I'll forgive you, babe. Maybe you'll try. We should be happy together forever, you and I. Will you love me again like you loved me before? This time I want you to love me much more. This time instead just come back to my bed. And baby, just don't let me die. Although we've come to the end of the road, still I can't let you go. It's unnatural. You belong to me, I belong to you. Come to the end of the road, still I can't let you go. It's unnatural. You belong to me, I belong to you.
Girl, I'm here for you. All those times when you went out at night and just heard me and just ran around with that other fella, baby, I knew about it. I just didn't care. You just don't understand how much I love you, do you? I'm not out to go out and chill night just like you did, baby. That's right, huh? I love you anyways.
We should be
I'll be here for my dying day, baby. You just won't come back to me, baby. Just come back to me.
And I, lonely.
Yes, baby, my heart is lonely.
Lonely.
My heart is so lonely, I feel pain too. Baby, please.
This time instead, just come back to my bed. And baby, just don't let me die. Although we've come to the end of the road, still I can't let you go.
Can't let go.
It's unnatural. You belong to me, I belong to you. Come to the end of the road, still I can't let you go. It's unnatural. You belong to me, I belong to you. Darling, I can't explain Where did we lose our way? Girl, it's driving me insane. Yeah, I know I just need one more chance to prove my love to you. If you come back to me, I'll guarantee that I'll never let you go. Can we go back to the days our love was strong? Can you tell me how a perfect love goes wrong? Can somebody tell me how to get things back the way they used to be? Oh God, give me the reason. I'm down on bended knee. I'm gonna swallow my pride, say I'm sorry. Stop pointing fingers, the blame is on me. I want a new life, and I want it with you. If you feel the same, don't ever let it go. You gotta believe in the spirit of love. It'll heal all things, you won't hurt anymore. No, I don't believe our love's terminal. I'm down on my knees, begging you please, come home. Come to the end of the road. Still I can't let you go. It's unnatural. You belong to me, I belong to you. Come to the end of the road. Still I can't let you go. It's unnatural. You belong to me, I belong to you.
Excellent job, not only by Joey, Don, and Ryan, but all of our performers.
I agree, Chris. It was our pleasure to bring you this show.
You know, Sandy, a lot of time and effort went into making these videos.
I know, Chris. I've come to appreciate some of the hard work that goes into making a TV show after taking this class.
That's for sure.
The students in the TV programming class would like to thank all of the performers for giving their time and effort to help us make this production possible.
And we'd like to thank you for tuning us in. Let's close with music by our high school band, French Toast. I'm Chris Swanson.
And I'm Sandy Cromwell. Goodbye.